we try this again? Hopefully it'll work this time. Oh, I've restarted the stream, boys. Apparently it broke. Okay. Alright, I've restarted the stream. Apparently it broke. I've turned off... I think I've turned off everything. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more watchable now. Oh my god. I need to think about how I can turn off. I think I've turned off alerts now, boys. I think I have. We'll give a few more people a bit of time for them to get back in. If it breaks again, that's YouTube's fault, not mine. Is all I'm saying. I have to stream it somehow. I'm getting these leaks out, Games Workshop. James Workshop, you're not going to stop me, man. You're not going to stop me. All right, let me see if I can... It might pop off again, boys. The stream broke before the guard did. I know. Oh, man. I've got really, really good internet, boys. I fucking upgraded. Like, I got like, you know, what is it? Like 300 megabit download and like 100 upload or something crazy, man. James Workshop. You ain't gonna stop me. Nothing you can do can stop me. Let's try again, shall we? Let's try again. That was the shorter video, boys. That was the shorter video I kept talking about. Oh, man. They're never gonna stop me, boys. They're never going to stop me. Oh, man. Gang, was it even me that time? No, it wasn't, dude. No, it wasn't. I really hope an alert doesn't pop up for that super chat, gang. I'm going to hope it doesn't. Because then hopefully it'll work better if the announcements are off. I know, sorry, it's a bit weird that I'm in the smaller view, boys. I wonder if I can extend. There we go. Let's see. Let's get rid of the... So we've got no overlays now. We've got no overlays now. There we go, and you should be able to see me a little bit better. So hopefully, without the announcements, things should be a little clearer. Okay, things should be a little clearer. Don't worry, we're gonna go. We'll go back a little bit. I think YouTube was like, this guy doesn't get 500 viewers. What the fuck's he on about? Oh man, oh man. You can see my pause. Like I know, I'll squeeze a few spots for you, man, so you can get. There you go. All right, shall we try again? Shall we try again, boys? I can't believe the stream broke, man. That's incredible. That's incredible. That is an achievement in its own right. That is an achievement in its own right, man. Okay. We'll give it just 5 minutes to get people back in the room. All right, we'll give people back in the room, man. I can't believe the stream broke, man. I can't believe the stream broke. That is hilarious. If it breaks again, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. If it breaks again, I'll try it from my phone or something. Maybe something like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've got really good internet, so it shouldn't have been that, man. It shouldn't have been that. Thank you to everyone that has done super chats and stuff. Really appreciate it, man. So, apologies if I've missed anyone that did a super chat before. It was kind of, the stream was going a little bonkers. I hope everyone got their gifted memberships and everything, and super chats. It should all be okay, man. It should be okay. Oh man. Oh man, let's get people back in the room. Come on, boys. Come on back in. Come on back in. Yeah. We'll give it 5 minutes. Just whilst we're waiting for people to get back in, man. 5 minutes. Apologies to everyone that the stream broke. Please don't blame me. Blame YouTube. YouTube actually fucking broke, man. That's incredible. What I'm gonna go over the doctrines again. I can't believe everyone got so hyped and then the stream just went and died, man. Oh my god. If the stream breaks again, what I will do is I will just record the video and I will put it online, you know, the short version of the video, and I'll put it online, and if everyone could just go over there and then just tip the shit out of that video, that would be great. Oh man. Oh man. Thank you to Person for the tip. Absolutely incredible. It's because there's no game on game. Like, tell Tom, I know that's you, man. Man, Curtis Hobson, thank you for super chat. Dude, repeat all after RTV rolling attacks. I will repeat all the repeat all the doctrines, boys. Don't worry. Tanith Ghost 88 sent a $2 super chat. The stream broke before the guard did. Yeah, it did, man. It did, didn't it? It did. I agree. Thank you for the support, dude. Thank you to everyone for the support, man. Thank you to everyone that's rejoined as well. Really appreciate it. I know it can be a little bit annoying when when technical difficulties happen, but we're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have it all, man. We're gonna get through this one way or another. Mr. Lackey, you going to the Alliance Open in Holland end of November, Chief? I am not going to the Alliance Open in the end of November, unfortunately. I have got some other events and tournaments and stuff on that I'm signed up to. So there you go. But thank you for the super chat, dude. Appreciate it, man. Okay, we're just gonna get into it, and if people miss it, they'll just have to go back and rewatch a little bit of the stream. I think that's the fairest way of doing it. Okay, so you guys give me a moment. All right, so I want to say, like I said, I'm going to go through all the doctrines, and then I'm going to go through all the doctrines, and then I'm going to catch up on super chats and stuff then to try and keep it all going in one place. So first one, mech infantry, disembark after moving, and you get the keyword mech infantry as well. Parade drill. Parade drill is already given on Warhammer Community. Armored superiority. Sentinels count as 3 models for objectives. Other tanks count as 5. Super heavies count as 10. Okay. A Blitz Division. When putting units in strategic reserve, working out the total number you can put in reserve, halve it. So it's like if you put an infantry squad in reserve, it normally counts as being 6 points in reserve. It then counts like 30 points in reserve, for example. And you can come in turn 2, and when you do come in turn 2, you can come in the opponent's deployment zone. You don't have to wait till turn 3 to come into the opponent's deployment zone. Basically, you get to strategic reserve almost as really well from turn 2. Bombardiers. If a Vox or Sentinel can see an enemy unit and is within 12 inches of a friendly artillery piece, you get +1 to hit. I believe that's for the artillery. Heirloom weapons, +4-inch range for everyone. +4-inch range for all weapons. No longer is it +6 for, with a little bit, for like rapid fire and heavy. Brutal strength, moving and shooting heavy weapons, no -1 to hit. First turn in combat and +1 strength for infantry. Sorry, moving shooting with heavy weapons, no -1 to hit. And for the first turn of combat, you get +1 strength for infantry. Grim demeanor, you ignore all modifiers for combat attrition. Guerrilla fighters, for ranged attacks that are more than 18 inches away, infantry and sentinels gain soft cover. Elite shock troops, you get to re-roll 1 hit roll per unit. Industrial efficiency, treat AP -1 as AP 0. Bear in mind, guys, I said if you caught the other bit of the stream before it went that some of this information is over a year old, so that obviously wasn't that was probably put in there before we had Armor of Contempt. Swift as the wind, infantry gain +1 inch movement. All of the units gain +2 inch movement. Also add +1 to charge rolls. Trophy hunter, attacks against monsters and vehicles get +1 strength. And recon operators, cavalry and sentinels get a pre-game move, but you must end further than 9 inches away from the enemy. There you go. That is it. That is the full list of regimental doctrines. You get to pick 2 of those. Overall, I would say that they are okay. They are okay. Couple of big things people have already noticed in the stream. Cavalry, yes, cavalry. Rough Riders are confirmed. Rough Riders are confirmed. I can say that, man. I can say that, man. So some of these are obviously more powerful than others. Okay, some of these are more powerful than others. I think that mechanized infantry is strong. I think armored superiority is strong. I think Blitz Division is strong. Bombardiers are strong. And heirloom weapons is pretty strong. I think parade drill is kind of weak. I think grim demeanor is kind of weak. I think guerrilla fighters is actually kind of weak. Because obviously you have more than 18 inches away. You want to be up close and personal, brawling over those middle objectives. I think trophy hunter is terrible unless you list Taylor. And I think the others are decent. I think the others are decent. Okay. So, boys, we've got almost 400 people in the stream right now. Make sure you're smashing that like button like it is your stepmother stuck in a fridge or washing machine, whatever it is. Yeah, make sure you do that because it really boosts it. And, yeah, so that's it. That's not everything. That's the regimental doctrines. That's regimental doctrines. Okay. The stream's going pretty well so far. That's good. I think it was the overlays. I think the overlays broke, boys. Okay, so just going to catch up on a couple of questions. Big thank you to everyone that's subscribed to the channel so far. Absolutely incredible, man. Big thank you to everyone that's super chatted. I will do my best to keep up with stream chat, but bear in mind we have got 400 people in the stream, man. So if you need to ask a question, either at mordianglory and it gets highlighted to me when you're asking it in the chat, or do a tip or super chat, and that way it will definitely get answered. All right. So looking at those regimental doctrines, don't worry, there's a lot more than that. We'll do a little bit of analysis and then we'll come back to the other, we'll go to the next lot of leaks, which will be orders. All right. So looking at the regimental doctrines, I think there are some that pair together really, really well. All right. I think mechanized infantry and, which one was it? Armored superiority go really well. That means you get to disembark and you know, your chimeras are going to count as 5 models on objectives. I think that Swift as the Wind would be really good for mech infantry as well, because that means your chimeras get +2 movement, and then also you can disembark after moving. Think about that. If you've got Tauroxes, which have got 14-inch range movement, now they've got a 16-inch movement, then your guys get to jump out 3 inches plus 7 inches now, so that would be potential threat range of like 24 inches. 6 inches, and then also there are rules like going like full throttle and move and stuff like that, which means I think the total distance you can end up running your guys is over 40 inches in a turn if you're in a vehicle. So there's loads. So I think there's some really good combinations there. I think there's some total duds. I think Grim Demeanor is a bit shite. I think that Industrial Efficiency, unless they FAQ, it's a bit shite. I think Trophy Hunter's a bit shite. And then I think some of them are really good, just really sort of take all comers. So you've got things like heirloom weapons, just +4-inch range weapons. That's just great. That's just you know, it's never going to be a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Elite shock troops, for example, just getting to reroll 1 hit per unit. That's just solid. You know what I mean? That's just solid. So there you go. So that's kind of just what I'd mention about Regimental Doctrines. I know you guys don't want me doing too much analysis at this point because you want me to get through more and more leaks. Totally aware of that. Don't worry, boys. I'm not gonna, you know, make you score. I'm not gonna drip feed it to you. I will give it to you, you know, all in one stream, as long as the stream doesn't die like it did 5 minutes ago. All right, so just catching up on some super chats. Big thank you to Curtis Thompson. Trophy Hunters needs another pip of AP. To be honest, yeah, I think so. And Cosmic Drew, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Nothing can stop the Emperor's finest. Hold the line. Yes, man. Absolutely. Yes, man. People that are coming in so far, what we've covered is the Regimental Doctrines. Okay. What we've covered is the Regimental Doctrines. And also, I've mentioned that this is... the information that I've got is a mixture of stuff from the new... from the codex that's coming out, and some of it's from a version that was written about a year ago. So some of it will have changed between this video and these leaks and what actually drops. There will be some differences, but this should be pretty much in the right ballpark. Okay, I'd call this semi-verified, or a good sort of 50%. No, maybe I'd probably say about 80% accurate is what I'd suspect is the case. I've had this cross-referenced by multiple sources as well. There you go. So, Regimental Doctrines, Mech Infantry, Parade Drill, Armour Superiority, Blitz Division, Bombardiers, Early Weapons, Brutal Strength, Grim Demeanor, Guerrilla Fighters, Elite Shock Troops, Industrial Efficiency, Swift as the Wind, Trophy Hunters, and Recon Operators. Those are it. Also, there's the one, Cult of Sacrifice that GW showed off as well on Warhammer Community. So there you go. Mr. Lackey, thank you so much for Super Chat, dude. Where the fuck are those bayonets? I know, man. Where the fuck are the bayonets? I think you're going to have to collect Krieg if you want some bayonets, man. So a lot of these, but thank you so much, Super Chat, dude. Really fucking appreciate it. Okay. Let's move on to the orders now. All right. So orders are issued in the command phase. Infantry officers can issue orders within 6 inches. And Prefectus as in Officio Prefectus orders, can be issued within 6 inches as well. Now, I suspect that's Commissar orders, and there's going to be or Militarum Tempestus orders. Okay. And tank commanders or mechanized orders, or tank orders, whatever you want to call them, can be issued within 12 inches. So no longer the tank commanders have to stay within 6 inches to do orders, or whichever is issuing the order, it's 12-inch bubble. So regular orders, Prefectus orders, and tank orders. There you go. Now here's an interesting thing. If an officer disembarks from a transport, it can issue an order as if it was in the command phase. So if you are in a transport, normally you wouldn't be able to do the order. You wouldn't be in the command phase, would you? But you can definitely you can disembark and still do it. They thought of it, boys. They fucking thought of it, man. They fucking thought of it. Okay, so that's the order mechanic. Now, the first order is first rank fire, second rank fire. It's been changed to heavy 3. I'll go through them all, then I'll tell you what I think about them. Take aim. +1 to hit and +1 AP. In shooting. Fixed bayonets. +1 to hit and +1 AP in melee. Take cover. Take cover is now an order, not a stratagem. You get light cover. If you're already in light cover, gain dense cover. That's pretty nice, man. Move has changed. It's now you gain +2 movement. And if you choose to advance, you don't have to advance. You can just get the +2 movement. And if you choose to advance, it's an auto 6, no roll. Suppression fire. Target enemy infantry unit only. You can only target 1 unit at a time. If 5 or more hits are scored against the enemy unit subtracts 1 from the hit rolls until your next phase. So you get to pin the enemy down. That's the infantry orders. They're the 6 infantry orders. Oh, man. They are the 6 infantry orders, man. Incredible. Massive thank you to Mr. Lackey for becoming a channel member. Thank you for doing your part. To everyone that is in the stream right now. Everyone's in the stream right now. If you've not smashed that like button like it is your stepsister trapped in a washing machine, make sure you give it a like. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also join the More Than 50 Rifles today, just like Mr. Lackey did. Join the More Than 50 Rifles, get access to Discord and all that kind of good shit, man. People are asking, what is the source of this video, of these rules? This information has been pulled together from 3 different sources. Some of this information is from the current codex. Much of it is from an older version that was released about a year ago. So some of the information that we're getting here will be out of date. Will be what like sort of. I think it's like from like not a first draft, but one of the earlier drafts of the codex. So some of this may pan out, some of this may not pan out. Okay. So, but it should be in the right area. It should be in the right area. All right. Okay. So going through those, I think first rank fire, second rank fire changed to heavy 3 is a side grade, because it means at long range you're now getting an extra shot, and at shorter range you're now getting 1 less shot. I don't really like that because we all know the scene from Zulu: first rank fire, second rank fire. That was when they were point blank. That was like magazines. You're dumping your magazines. So it's a bit of a shame. The fact that it's heavy 3 also means that if you move, you're going to be -1 to hit with it, unless you're Catachan with brutal strength, and then Catachans now do first rank fire, second rank fire best than everyone else, which is a bit weird. But yeah, so first rank fire is a side grade. Take aim, I think, is a massive upgrade. +1 to hit, +1 AP. Fixed bayonets. +1 to hit, +1 AP is good, but it's in combat. Take cover, I think, is great. The number of tournaments that have objectives that you can hold from cover, now you'll get light cover and you'll get dense cover. That's fantastic. Move. Obviously, you can't go as far as you used to be able to move up to 24 inches with a move and advance. Now it's just you get +2 movement, but you don't have to advance. But if you do advance, you get to go 6 inches. So it's a lot more reliable, but it's not as further. But then if you combine that with like the mechanized infantry stuff, where you can get out and stuff like that, I think it becomes, that's where you gain your movement back. So things have kind of been moved around. Some things have got better, some things have got worse, but overall it's so-so. So those are the regimental orders, all right? Oh man, how many people have we got in the stream right now, boys? 500-ish? 500-ish there. Nice, nice. All right. Massive, I've opened something accidentally on my PC. Just opened the porn folder. Massive thank you to Bonsai Kitty Gaming. Thoughts on Minotaur and Pestis Lando Lines, better lose, AP -1. I haven't seen anything like that. I haven't seen anything like that, man. I don't know if Stormtroopers will be keeping their own doctrines, I'll be honest with you. I suspect not. I suspect not. But there is an order to give them +1 AP, so there you go. Yeah, okay, nice. Big thank you to Farmer Spaceboy for subscribing to the channel as well. Just checking out some of the questions we've got coming in here. Waste 13, Outman and Glory. With the change first rank 5 parade drill isn't bad. Yep, true. So I'm sure Outman and Glory, Hotshot Lads, Heavy 3 snipers. Yep, agreed. You will be able to get your Hotshot Lads guns at Heavy 3. Graham, Outman and Glory, isn't there the doctrine that removes the -1 to hit on Heavy? So first rank 5, second rank 5 doctrine won't remove it. Yes, Brutal Strength will allow you to do that. Brutal Strength will allow you to do that. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Just been sent a message. 1 second. So you guys have a little just ask a little question here. Someone said they sent me a DM, but I can't see it, man. I assume it's related. Okay, Trucking Joe, I can't see the DM you sent me. Anyway, I can't see the DM you sent. Send it again, man. It hasn't come through. All right. So moving on, we've got some tank orders. So tank orders, we've got pound them into dust. When using blast weapons, count the amount of models in the enemy unit as double. So that means when you're working out what your minimum number of shots for blast are, you double it. So if they've got 3, and if they've got 3 models in the unit, it would count as 6. That would mean you'd get a minimum of 3 shots. If they've got 6 models in the unit, they'll count as having 12, which means that you would get maximum shots. So not re-rolling the random shots, but you get to try and keep it, you get to sort of have it more reliably. Basically means, unless you're shooting something with 2 models in the unit, you're going to be getting a minimum of 3 shots every time you fire a blast weapon. Yeah, when I first saw it, I was thinking, oh, 5 to 10. Most units come in 5s. Going to 10 isn't a big deal. That still gives you a minimum of 3. But the bigger thing is smaller units, 3s to 6s. Full throttle, add 2-inch movement. Counts as stationary if advanced. That's pretty cool. So that's really good, actually. That's really good. Your Liam Russes have lost grinding advance, so your Liam Russes are gonna be much faster, much faster. Gunners kill on sight, reroll 1s to hit. Blitz them, add 1 to charge rolls. If a charge roll is made, roller dies on a 4+, it inflicts D3 mortal wounds. Dozer blades add +1 to the hit roll, and possibly +1 to that D3 mortal wound roll as well. So that's pretty good. Shock and awe, gain objective secured. Pinning fire, target enemy infantry units only. If 5 or more hits are made, units subtract 2 from their movement. So between suppression fire on the infantry order and pinning fire on the tank order, you've got a lot of ways of fucking with your opponents, man. A lot of ways of fucking with your opponents. All right, let's take a look. Okay. Someone just sent me. Someone just sent me a little. I've had another leak. I've had another leak live, boys. I've had another leak live. It's literally just been sent to me, boys. Literally just been sent to me. Okay. Well, thank you very much to the person that sent that to me. I will read that out nearer to the end. All right. Thank you very much, dude. Literally leaks happening within leaks within leaks, boys. Oh man. I have now got more than double my previous highest record, man. A little leak. Someone's asked. A little leak. Okay. Now, this bit's a little bit unclear. Okay, this bit was labeled as when it was sent to me as other orders, and I take that to mean possibly Prefectus orders. Okay, so that means we're going to have Commissar orders. So that's kind of cool. Blake, Outman and Glory, do orders affect more than one unit as they do now, or only one as before? I do not have that information. I'm not going to say yes or no. I do not have that information. So other orders, just making sure the stream's still going well. Yep, stream's still strong. That's great, boys. 580 people in the stream. Make sure you're smashing that like button like you're smashing through the Vraxian front lines. All right, forwards. So other orders, forwards for the Emperor. When shooting, the unit counts as having remained stationary even if it made a normal move or advanced. You can move, advance, and still shoot. That's actually an improved version of what we've got right now. Forwards to the Emperor. It fixes the iteration it had with assault weapons in the current version of it. Okay. Duty and honor. The unit can perform actions even if it fell back or advanced, and shooting does not cause actions to fail. Get back in the fight. The unit can shoot or charge, but not both in the same turn it fell back. So get back in the fight isn't an officer order anymore. It is an order, it's not an officer order anymore. At all costs, units gain objective secured. If you already have objective secured, count as one extra model. Show them steel, show them contempt. Add 1 to the unit's leadership, and its models can ignore mortal wounds on a 5+. And this is a big, I think this is probably one of the best ones. Remain vigilant. Units cannot be set up within 12 inches, and the unit can hold steady if charged, i.e. its Overwatch hits on a 5+. Woo! That's a biggie. That is a biggie. All right, boys. All right, there we go. So, in total, we've got, to summarize, first player pass with fire, heavy 3, take aim, +1 to hit, +1 AP in shooting, fixed bayonets, +1 to hit, +1 on melee, +1 AP on melee, take cover, get light cover, if already in light cover, gain dense, move, gain +2 movement, and if you choose to advance, you auto roll a 6. Suppression fire, target enemy infantry units only. If 5 or more hits are scored, enemy units subtract 1 from their hit rolls. Pound them to dust, when using blast weapons, double the amount of models in the enemy unit. Full throttle, add 2-inch movement, counter station advance, gunner's kill on sight, reroll 1s to hit, blitz them, add 1 to charge rolls if a charge roll is made on a 4+, inflict D3 mortal wounds, shock and awe, gain objective secured, pinning fire, target infantry only. If 5 more hits are made, unit subtracts 2 from the movement. Forwards for the Emperor. When shooting, the unit counts having made stationary, even if you advanced. Duty and honor, you can fall back or charge, but not both. Get back in the fight. Duty and honor, sorry. You can you can perform actions if you fell back or advanced, and actions don't fail. And get back in the fight is fall back or charge, not both. At all costs is gain objective secured. Show them steel, show them contempt. Add 1 to its leadership. Ignore mortal wounds on a 5+. Remain vigilant. Units cannot be set within 12 inches, and you Overwatch on a 5+. There we go. There we go. That is so. That is all of the orders. If you are joining us for the first time, I am going to be going through. I've got my hands on some leaks here, boys. I'm going to be covering regimental doctrines. We've already covered regimental doctrines. I'm going to be covering orders. I'm going to be covering tank aces. I'm going to be covering psychic powers. I'm going to be covering warlord traits and relics. And then a whole smorgasbord of other little bits, including some hard stats for the Rogal Dawns, for the Rogal Dawn. There you go. That's what you're in for a treat. You guys who are going to be here from the beginning are going to hear a little bit of repetition. That's because I got obviously more and more people are joining. Okay. So there we go. Let me just take a little chat. We've had some super chats coming here, man. The Santa meme I sent in is aging like fine Sackler. Nice to Lonely Shepherd. Nice. Thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Massive thank you to Jimmy B, Kari, and Lee for subscribing to the channel. And a massive thank you to August. Massive thank you to Sly Varney, the one-man super chatting army, for subscribing. Absolutely incredible. Was stuck translating for 4 hours, so I missed the kickoff. What's good, lads? What did I miss? Big leaks, man. We have covered the regimental doctrines. We've covered regimental orders. Lots of good shit, man. August, don't worry if you've missed it. I will be doing, after this video, after the stream is finished, I'll be posting a separate video, a short one, that's going to go through all the leaks very, very quickly and have them written in text in the video description, so you guys will be able to catch them there as well. But you always have to wait for this stream to end for me to record that and then upload it. So if you can't wait that long, make sure that you stay in the stream. But if you can't stay for the whole thing, don't worry, you won't miss out on anything too much. Okay? you'll get your information one way or another. So massive thank you, folks. Appreciate the super chat, dude. Big thank you to Brandon for subscribing to the channel. Massive thank you to JC for the super chat. Thanks. So the Reddit leak, you said, can choose hammer as an armor-wide rule. So are there other armor rules that you can choose and then 2 regiment traits? So this is something that's a little bit unclear. I've heard this conflicting from 2 different sources, all right? So you might want to, you know, take this a little bit with a grain of salt. I know that Hammer of the Emperor is staying. I know it's actually getting a buff. But apparently you have to pick between Regiment Traits and Hammer of the Emperor. You can't take both. So it's Regiment Traits or Hammer of the Emperor. You can't take both. Okay? Massive thank you to Omit for becoming a channel member. Thank you, man, for doing your part, dude. Really appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. Travis, like the stream, you knobs. Yeah, man, like that stream. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate it. Massive thank you to RP for the gifted memberships. Absolutely incredible. You know, if you are a gifted member, you get access to the More Than Glory Discord. You'll be able to find loads and loads of more leak sort of discussion and chat in there. It's a great place to be involved. We've got over 500 active members in there right now. By the end of the stream, we might even have 600 active members because it's a pretty fucking busy stream right now, boys. So there we go. That is now, we've gone through the doctrines. We've gone through the orders. Don't worry, boys. I'm going to keep up a steady pace. Keep up a steady pace. Appreciate what you... I know what you guys are here for. And I don't want to be, you know, yanking your chain too much. If you want to ask a question, make sure you super chat. And if you don't want to super chat or you can't super chat, make sure that you at mordianglory. It'll highlight the question for me in the live stream. And I will do that as best, and I'll answer that as best as I can. Okay, thank you to everyone that's supported the channel so far, that's joined, liked, all that kind of good shit. Thank you so much, boys. Okay, so moving on to I think maybe the regimental orders moving good. I think the tank orders are all solid. I think the Prefector's orders are pretty good, but I think some of them are a bit rubbish. Like, I'm not bothered about the +1 leadership or the ignore mortal wounds and a 5+, but it's an order. It might be situational, but in some matchups, that's going to be really, really good. The feeling I'm getting from all of the orders is that some of them have got better, some of them have got worse. We've got more tools in the toolbox. Overall, I would say the orders have had a buff, whereas I'd say overall the regimental doctrines have had a side grade. All right? That's what I would say. Okay. Moving forward. Moving on. Okay. Tank aces. If your army includes any Astra Militarum detachments, excluding auxiliary, support, super heavy auxiliary, and fortification network detachments, then when you are mustering your army, you can upgrade any Astra Militarum battle tank or Astra Militarum super heavy models from your army by making them a tank ace. And there is apparently a table for this. So this is like... you know, chapter master upgrade points and stuff like that. I haven't got the points for that, unfortunately, boys. I haven't got the points for that. Just being totally upfront with you guys. Okay. Each time you make a model a tank case, select one of the skills presented in the table. That model's power rating and points is increased by the relevant amount shown in the table. If you're playing a match play game, use the points, or then the points value for the model is also increased. Each time you make a model a tank case, make a note of which skill you selected for it on your army roster. Okay. So then we've got, so the first one, I don't know what the name of it is. It wasn't sent to me, unfortunately, but it's for super heavy models only. This model gains the officer keyword and knows tank orders. In your command phase, it can issue one order, and you can issue this order to Titanic units. So you get a Baneblade commander who can issue orders to other Baneblades, which you can't do at the moment. Tank orders at the moment can't affect Titanic units. Okay. That's the first can down, boys. I'm going to need a few more of these, aren't I? Okay. So, the next one. Meticulous Calibrator. Each time this model makes a ranged attack, the target does not receive the benefits of cover against that attack. Alright. Pretty good. Alright. Mechanical Pack Rat. Each time an attack is made against this model, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 for that attack fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the model making the attack may have. Transhuman physiology on a battle tank. I don't know how useful that is. They're quite tough already, but hey, you've got it. You've got it. Oh man, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. There's a little bit of flavor text for this that says, this acquisitive ace has invested considerable time and resources into amassing replacement components, redundancy systems, and reinforced mechanisms. This obsession enables their vehicle to grind towards the enemy no matter what is thrown at it. So there you go. That's pretty good. We've got, I'm going to go through all tank cases, then I'm going to catch up on super chats and at chats and memberships and all that kind of good stuff, boys. So don't worry if you've done one. I'm not ignoring you. I know the alerts aren't going off. That's to stop the stream from blowing up. So, yeah. Okay. Veteran Commander. We'll check. When you add this model to your army, select one doctrine from the Regimental Doctrines selection that no other unit from your army has. This model has that doctrine in addition to any others it has. So you can take 2 Regimental Doctrines, and then a Veteran Commander tank case can have a 3rd Regimental Doctrine. Knight of Piety. This model has a 5+ invulnerable save. Each time this model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound on a roll of a 5+, it does not. Roll a d6. So there you go. There we go. Okay. That one, the 5+ invulnerable save is if we lose Armor of Contempt, that 5 invulnerable save is good. If we don't lose Armor of Contempt, that 5 invulnerable save probably isn't that great. I don't know if we are keeping it or not. That's not been confirmed to me. Master of Camouflage. Each time a ranged attack is made against this model, if the attacker is more than 12 inches away, this model is treated as having the benefit of light cover. If this model has the Titanic keyword, it only receives this benefit if the attacker is more than 18 inches away. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So the key is all of these tank cases can be given to super heavies. It's not just limited to, you've not got, they're not divvied up now. They're not divvied up now into support aces or tank aces or super heavy aces. All right. Steel Commissar. Many regimental commissars, especially those assigned to armored regiments, prefer to battle threats and orders. This model knows Prefectus orders, in addition to mechanized orders. In your command phase, it can issue 1 Prefectus order in addition to 1 tank order. When this model issues a Prefectus order, the unit you select for that order can be an infantry officer or abhuman unit. But in such cases, the regimental tactics ability, which I don't know what that is, does not apply. So there you go. Maybe regimental tactics is the orders spreading out. Maybe. I don't know. That's a new one, to be honest. Okay. All right, let me catch up. I know people have been throwing down super chats and ats and all that kind of stuff. All right, I know that. Let's take a look. So, massive thank you to August for the super chat. Macarius 2. It doesn't explicitly state the Macarius. It just says that any unit with the battle tank keyword or super heavy keyword can be given a tank case. Maybe the Forge World book will be updated to include, super heavy, yeah, it should be able to take it, So yeah, I think you can have a Command Macarius. I don't know for certain, that wasn't explicitly stated, but there is a chance. What you're saying is there's a chance, yeah. Massive thank you to Eli. The return of the Fortress of Arrogance. You're damn fucking right, man. You're damn fucking right. Fortress of Arrogance for life, boys. Thank you so much for Super Chat, man. Thank you so much. Mr. Lackey, keep doing the Emperor's work. Have to get off now, but we're reviewing later. Cadia stands. Thank you so much, Mr. Lackey. Like I said, don't worry. I'm going to be doing a summary video of the stream, so you'll be able to catch it all in one place. So there you go. So you don't have to watch necessarily the full 4-hour stream unless you want to see my excited reactions as we go through, man. But yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Lackey. Appreciate super chat. Appreciate all support, man. Absolutely incredible. All right. Thank you so much to everyone that has sent the super chats and support and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, so apparently some people, ogres, will be able to get orders in some capacity. At Mordy and Glory, what do I do? I can't get her out of the washing machine. August, at Mordy and Glory, for the Beyblade Commando, I mean, can they order the Makaras? Maybe. I don't know, to be honest. It says that it can order one Ashmore Tarm Titanic unit. If the Makaras has a Titanic keyword, I suspect that they'll be able to. At Morning Glory, can I issue all units to abhuman units like Ogres and Ratlings? I believe Perfectus orders maybe, but we don't know that for certain. Hammer 1349, Hammer Glory, can officers issue orders themselves? I do not know that yet. Okay. I'm not going to say yes or no if I don't have that information. All right. Let me just double check something. Okay, so I've had another bit of information sent in to me here. Coming a live leak straight off the presses. Apparently, orders will still spread. Okay, let me add that to my notes. That's come in. That has come in. Okay. I've got a list of notes here, boys, that I'm going to be using for the shorter video. Orders. Spread. Okay, people asking questions about scions and stuff. We will be getting to scions and how they work in the book in just a moment. Don't you worry. Okay, so that is the tank cases. I think all of those are good, man. What you've got to understand is that we've not got full payload anymore. So we've only got 6 tank cases rather than, what is it, like the 9 or 12 that we've got at the moment. They're all different to what we've currently got, but I think they're all good. I think Titanic models being able to issue orders is great. Having a Baneblade Commander is fantastic. The enemy not receiving the benefit of light cover is good. Mechanical transhuman on a tank is okay. Veteran Commander being able to get a 3rd Regimental Doctrine is good. More tools in the toolbox. Knight of Piety being able to get a 5+ vulnerable save and being able to ignore mortal wounds at a 5+ makes that tank pretty fucking durable. Master of Camouflage is probably the weakest one. 12 inches away, get light cover. If we keep Arm of Contempt, that'd be very nice though. The Steel Commissar one is brilliant because finally the Ordo Perfectus tank does something. Boys, if you don't have a Liber Rust with a Commissar sticking out the top of it now, painted black, go and fucking do that right now. That's what I'd say. Go and fucking do that right now. Outward and Glory, Castian's keeping +1 strength. No, they get +1 strength in the first round of combat and they can move and shoot heavy weapons without penalty. Blako, okay, hear me out, Outward and Glory. Your horde can count as double due to orders. Yes, that is true. Infantry hordes are going to be still a thing. Outward and Glory, do you know if a unit can be under the effect of both an officer order and a commissar order at the same time? I do not know that. I wish I could confirm that, but I do not know that. Still unsure. Outward and Glory, Morby and Glory or Bust, do tank orders splash? I don't know if tank orders splash, but I have been told that orders still splash, but that might just be for infantry orders. Okay. All right. So, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go now on to the psychic powers. And one thing I want to mention is when we get to the end of all of the reveals, there's still a lot to go through. We're probably about a third of the way through. All right. When we get to the end, I'm going to be doing loads of polls, and we're going to be seeing whether you feel things like a side grade, upgrade, or downgrade. Okay, so far, I would say the tank cases are a side grade because we've lost things like full payload. Some of them are much better, but we've only got 6 rather than 12 now. I'd say the orders seem like an overall upgrade, and I'd say the regimental doctrines overall seem like a side grade. Okay. One thing I want to make absolutely clear, I was meant to mention this at the very beginning of the stream, boys, is I do not think that this book is like Votan. I do not think that this book is going to be super powerful when it drops. I suspect that it will be a bit like the Genius of the Occult Codex, a bit like the Chaos Space Marine Codex Sans, Creations of Bile, where it's going to essentially bring us in line with the rest of the 9th edition mechanics. I would be surprised if the Guard win rate massively changes. I think it'll go down a bit at first as we get used to these new things. I think your Guard army is going to play to be a top the most competitive you can be. I think your guard army is going to play significantly differently, and I think overall mechanized is probably going to be pretty powerful. Okay, so that's something I meant to mention at the beginning. People who are just joining right now, what you have missed is I've already covered Regimental Doctrines. I've already talked about my source. I've also covered Regimental Orders, and we've just covered tank cases. Don't worry if you've missed it. You'll be able to go back and watch it now if you want to. And also, don't worry if you can't catch the whole stream. I will be doing a summary video that's going to be recorded and uploaded after this one. And all of this stuff is going to be in the description, so you'll be able to do what you want with it. But that, obviously, you'd have to wait. I might not get around to doing that until sort of tomorrow. So if you want to be on the download, make sure that you're staying in the stream right now. If you can't, but if you can't watch the whole thing, don't worry too much. Okay. Massive thank you to Jacob for subscribing to the channel. Absolutely incredible. And massive thank you to the Cavalry General for the $10 dues. Absolutely incredible, man. Look at all these bloody guardsmen. I know, man. I know. Look at this. 650 people in the stream right now. Absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the Super Chat, Cavalry General. And if you didn't already know, Rough Riders are confirmed. Rough Riders are confirmed. There is the cavalry keyword in these leaks. Okay. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at psychic powers. Now I'm going to be upfront with you guys because I don't want to mislead you in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to repeat something now because it's very relevant to the psychic powers. The information for these leaks has come from 3 different sources. Some of this information is based upon the codex that is dropping. A lot of this information, I would say the majority of it, has come from an older, earlier version of the codex. There may be things that have changed. When we talk about now, there may be things that have changed with the codex drops, but this will be in the ballpark. The reason I am mentioning this now is because the psychic powers that I'm about to go through apparently have changed somewhat. All right. Generally speaking, they have been nerfed from what we're going to talk about now. Okay, so the psychic powers will be in the rough area, but they won't be exact. So you guys know I'm being upfront with you. Okay. Another thing to mention is I've done as much cross verification on this as I possibly can. If this turns out to be a hoax, then it is the most elaborate hoax pulled together by 3 different people that don't even know each other. And also, if you're asking why I can't share, I have seen some pictures, and I have, like I said, I've cross-referenced this for multiple people that I know, my English contacts. I cannot share the pictures and stuff that I've seen because, well, I can't even mention the reason why I can't even say it. Okay, so there you go. Okay. So, massive thank you to... So, we're going to go Psychic Powers in just a moment. Massive thank you to Cosmic Drew. Sorry, I missed it. 2 Super Heavies have orders like Tank Commanders. Also, I'm Paul, a Dub, and ask difference between light and dense cover. And 3 TC sort of thing. Death or Rough Riders will be nice. Super Heavies can issue orders if you give them a tank case to do it. Light cover is +1 to your armor save. Dense cover is -1 to be hit. Not sure about 3 Tank Commanders. Genuinely don't know. Death or Rough Riders will be nice. Rough Riders are definitely going to be a thing. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Right. So being upfront with you guys, now let's get into psychic powers. First psychic power. Terrifying Visions. It is a malediction. It has a warp charge value of 6. If I look through all of these, I think they've all got a warp charge value of 6. So that might be that the warp, we don't actually, that might be a default. We don't actually know what the warp charge value will be. Just mentioning that now. Because I want you guys to know what I think is strong and what I think is weak, all right? Not strong, weak, like what I think is reliable and unreliable in terms of the leaks. So, if manifested, select 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until the start of your next command phase, subtract 2 from the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. Plus, your opponent cannot select that unit for the insane bravery stratagem. That's kind of cool. Nor can they use any rule that would allow them to re-roll a morale test taken for that unit. In addition, roll 2d6 if the result is equal to or greater than the unit's leadership characteristic after applying the modifier above. Any action that unit is currently performing immediately fails, and until the start of your next psychic phase, that unit cannot perform actions. So That's strong. Like I said, take these psychic powers with a pinch of salt. When I did my cross-checking, I was essentially told that these have all been somewhat nerfed. So we may not get all of those abilities. So just be aware. Right, Gaze of the Emperor. It is a Witchfire. It has a warp charge value of X. It says 6, but they all say 6, so I suspect it's an unknown warp charge value. They might all be 6. That would be pretty cool. If manifested, select one enemy model within 12 inches of and visible to the Psyker. Draw a straight line between any part of that model's base or hull and the Psyker's base. Roll a d6 for that enemy model's unit and 1d6 for each other unit that this line passes over. On a 1 to 5, the units being affected suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, the unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. So this is definitely an up. It's not a great psychic power, but it's definitely an upgrade from the old Gaze of the Emperor, because the old Gaze of the Emperor was like roll 2d6 and that's your line going out. This one is, it's got a 12-inch range. Pick any model and draw that line back to you. So it's much better. It's still not a great one. It's not great, but it's better. Terrifying Visions is vastly improved. Okay, here's the biggie, guys. And don't worry if you're doing super chats and stuff. Of course, I will be going back over. You know, I'm summarizing them as we go through different sections. Someone say gaze or gaze. G-A-Z-E or Z-E, depending on where you're from. Not G-A-Y-S. The Gaze of the Emperor. The Emperor is looking fabulous today, boys. The Emperor is looking fabulous. All right, so Psychic Barrier, a favorite of the Guard community. It's a blessing. It has a warp charge value of 6, but probably a warp charge value of X. We don't know yet. If manifested, select one Astra Militarum unit within 12 inches of the Psychic. 12 inches. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, models in that unit have a 5+ invulnerable save. Interesting. That's, I would say, a side grade in the biggest that is the biggest definition of a side grade. Biggest definition of a side grade. Maybe even a downgrade. It means that you now, if you have a Inquisitor, you have 2 sources of putting 5+ invulnerable save on stuff. But yeah, it's interesting that. That was the one that I was like, aww. Okay, Night Shroud. Blessing. Warp charge value of 6, but probably unknown. If manifested, select one friendly Astra target within 12 inches of the Psyker. You cannot select a Titanic unit unless the result of the Psychic test was an unmodified 11. So you see if you test first, and then you get to pick where you put the Night Shroud. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, each time attack is made against that unit, an unmodified hit roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or models making the attack may have. Trans-hit. Trans-hit as a Psychic powers. That's interesting. I think I quite like that. I think that's better. I think that's better because it means that some units are going to hit you that were hitting you on 3s or hitting you on 4s, just like the old one. But those units that were hitting on 2s, yeah. So you can have a transhuman trans-hit Lehman Russ. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. That's probably, I think previously Psychic Barrier was stronger than Night Shroud. Now I feel like Night Shroud is stronger than Psychic Barrier. Mental Shackles. Warp charge value of 6, but it may change. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, subtract 2 inches from the move characteristic of models in that unit, plus subtract 2 inches from advance rolls and charge rolls made for that unit. So just -2 to all movement. All movement. Subtract 2 inches. That's okay. That you could probably use that to really fuck with someone. If they're like, aha, I'm going to move here, then I'll be, it's alright. It makes, I think that's going to make slow armies even slower. Psychic Maelstrom. Witchfire. Now, second Maelstrom, I'll read the whole thing out first. Has a warp charge value of 6. So you see how they've all got warp charge value of 6, so it probably isn't 6. You know what I mean? It's probably either they've just been very consistent, or they haven't. 6 was like a default number. If manifested, roll a number of d6 equal to the result of the psychic test. For each 5+, the closest enemy unit that was within 18 inches and visible to Psyker suffers 1 mortal wound, to a maximum of 6 mortal wounds. So that's pretty mad. So the average number that you roll on a psychic test is 7. That means you get 7 dice, which means you're going to do 2 to 3 mortal wounds with this. It's a side grade. It's a side grade. I think it has the potential to spike. But it can't be targeted anymore. And it seems a little bit wackier. Now, bear in mind, guys, I know some people say these all seem really, really strong, or mostly seem really strong. I will say it again for those people that have only just joined. This is the part that I think will most likely change when the codex drops. All right. Just to be clear, I think there's going to be a lot of changes between now and between this. This is from an older version of the Guard Codex. Okay, right. We've had loads of people chatting away and super chatting and all that kind of good stuff. Let me catch up on these. Nice. We've got big thank you to Templar and Toby Zhang for subscribing to the channel. Big thank you to EC for the super chat. Do we know if Krieg will be getting a full range or just the infantry kit? Need to know if I should get a start on converting. I don't know. I do not know that. What I do know is that Krieg Guardsmen will have their own datasheet in the Codex. They'll have their own datasheet. Apparently, you're going to have Caden Shot Troops, Krieg Veterans, and Catashan Devils. Apparently. I've not that is something that's been sent to me on the grapevine. So apologies, EC. I wish I had for such a generous super chat, I wish I had a firm answer for you, bro. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Trucking Joe, massive thank you for the super chat, dude. Absolutely legendary. Kamehameha! Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like Gaze of the Emperor is pretty cool. And I feel like it's alright. I think overall, the psychic powers are improved. Even if they change a bit, I think overall, the psychic powers are improved. Okay. Alright, let's take a little look, boys. Let's take a little look. Any other questions? Any other questions here? At Morning Glory, is Night Shroud per model or unit? Unit. At Morning Glory, do we know if we're also keeping Minister and Priests of buffs? Minister and priests will remain, and they will remain as roving independent characters. Marshall, on this episode of Morning Glory livestream, 700 people realize that they can make MG lift weights, and he dies of a heart attack. Yeah, man. Yeah, no Giga Chads tonight. No Giga Chads. We've got to keep it focused. If I don't keep it focused, I'm not going to get through everything. All right. Okay. So I would say overall, Terrifying Visions is a buff. Gaze of the Emperor has been buffed. Psychic Barrier has been side graded. If we keep Armed Contempt, I'd count it as a downgrade. Night Shroud has been massively buffed. Mental Shackles is new and buffed. No Psychic Bravery anymore, so no automatically passing morale tests. And Psychic Maelstrom is a side grade. So I think overall, a small buff in the psychic power department. Bear in mind that some of these will apparently these are all going to be slightly weaker than what actually hits the shelves. Okay. Gamley, any confirmation of heavy weapon base sizes? Yeah, you're damn fucking right. 50 mil, that's been confirmed. Delta Loco, cap on tank commanders, or can we still have 2? I do not know that. I would suspect that you will be limited to 1 per detachment, but I do not know that. Okay, I do not know that. All right, so pretty excited so far. Everything we've seen. What do you guys think? And like I said, we'll do a proper poll about this at the end, but we'll do a little bit of a sort of head count here, or a little spot check here. Are these things making you more excited, less excited? What are you enjoying the sound of this? Are you thinking it's a bit dog shit? What are your just gut instinct first impressions from what we've seen so far? Let me know down in chat. Aircast, have you already covered any tank leaks? I have covered tank aces. I will be covering Rogel Dawn leaks later on. Aircast. Killer Kriegsman, Morden Glory, where are the platoons? I don't know. Maybe you'll find them in this codex. Maybe I'll be talking about platoons later on. All right, I'll let you guys know. The platoons are coming back. But they're not like with. But there's a bit more information. Get excited. But it's a bit different. Okay. It's a bit different. Okay, people are so far very, very, very excited. Very excited. Okay, I knew that platoons would get people pretty happy, man. What have we got here? Ali, 2567. Thoughts on the supposed new Rogel Dawn tank? I will get to the stats a little bit later on, boys. My thoughts are that it is pretty good. I think you'll want to pick them up. Game breakingly broken. Pretty good. That's what I'd say. Man. Trichroma, quick rundown so far. Okay, boys. Whilst you guys are absolutely blowing your beans about platoons coming back, I'm going to do a very, very quick summary. Okay. Regimental Doctrine. Someone time me how long this takes me. I want to try and get this done in 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Mech Infantry can disembark. This is Regimental Doctrines. Mech Infantry can disembark after moving. Parade Drill. Stay still. Lasguns and Hot Shots count as heavy 2. Armor Superiority. Sentinels count as 3 models. Other tanks count as 5 models. Super Heavies count as 10 models. Blitz Division. When putting things in Strategic Reserve, points and power level are halved to work out how much you can put in Strategic Reserve. You can come in the deployment zone on turn 3. Bombardiers, if a Vox or Sentinel unit is within 12 inches of a friendly artillery piece and can see an enemy unit, get +1 to hit. Heirloom weapons, +4 inch range. Brutal strength, moving and shooting with heavy weapons. Ignore the -1 to hit. First turn in combat, get +1 strength. Grim Demeanor, ignore negative rolls for combat attrition. Negative modifiers for combat attrition. Guerrilla fighters, range attacks more than 18 inches away, give infantry and sentinels soft cover. Elite shock troops, reroll 1 hit roll per unit. Industrial efficiency, treat AP -1 as AP 0. Probably was introduced before Armed Contempt. Swift as the wind, infantry gain +1 movement. All of the units gain +2. Add +1 to charge rolls. Trophy hunters, +1 attack against monsters and vehicles, +1 strength. Recon operators, cavalry, and units get pre-game movements in there. Move further 9 away for the enemy. You apparently have to pick between Regimental Doctrines and Hammer the Emperor. You don't get both. Regimental Orders. First weapon passive fires heavy 3. Take aim, +1 to hit, +1 AP in shooting. Fixed bayonets, +1 to hit, +1 AP in melee. Take cover, gain light cover. If you've already got light cover, gain dense cover. Move, +2 movement. You choose to advance auto 6, no roll. Suppression fire. If you get 5 hits against enemy units, subtract. They get -1 to hit you next turn. Tank orders, pound them into dust. Blast weapons count the enemy units of models enemy units as double. Full throttle, +2 inch movement. Counter station with advanced. Gunners kill on sight rule once they hit. Blitz them, +1 charge rolls. If you charge and 4+ you inflict lethal mortal wounds. Shock and awe, game object secure. Pinning fire. Target enemy infantry only. If 5 or more hits are made, attack from the movement. Perfectus orders. Forward to the Emperor when shooting units can't have remain stationary. Even if you've moved and advanced. Duty and honor, you can perform actions even if you fell back. Shooting does not cause action to fail. Get back in the fight, fall back and shoot or charge. At all costs, units gain objective secured. If they already had it, they count as double models. Show them steel, show them contempt, add 1 to its leadership. Ignore what moves of 5+. Remain vigilant, 12. Units can be set within 12 inches, 5+ Overwatch. Super tank ace says, super heavy, I don't know what the name is, super heavy one. Your super heavy can do orders. You get a tank commander Baneblade, Meticulous Calibrator. Enemies don't get cover saves. Mechanical Pat Rat, you get transhuman on a tank. Veteran Commander, your tank gets an extra Regimental Doctrine. Knight of Piety, it gets 5+ vulnerable save and ignores more wins at a 5+. Master of Camouflage, enemy units over 12 inches away. You get light cover against them. If you're Titanic, it's 18 inches away. Steel Commissar, you get a Commissar tank. Terrifying Visions. Gaze the Emperor, and then the psychic powers. I'm not going to go through all of them because they're quite detailed, but you've got Terrifying Vision. Terrifying Vision has been improved. Gaze the Emperor has been improved. Psychic Barrier has been downgraded. Night Shroud has been improved. Mental Shackles is a new one, has been improved. Psychic Maelstrom has been side graded. There we go. That's it. How long did it take? All right. Let's see what the super chats and stuff are going at the moment. So, massive thank you to I feel like I've missed some here, boys. Let me scroll back slightly. It's popping up, boys. Appreciate with 600 people in the chat. I'm doing better to keep up. Massive thank you to Nick for the 10 gifted Morning Glory memberships. Absolutely incredible. Nick, really appreciate all the support. If you got one of those gifted memberships, make sure you say a big thank you to Nick. Massive thank you also to L11 TriStar for the very generous super chat. If you blue ball one small map platoons, I will piss jug you myself. This is an actionable threat. Platoons are coming, man. I'm just doing things in order, but platoons are coming. Okay, platoons are coming. To everyone else, Glory, so far it doesn't seem like Guard will be any better off. We still need to see how the siege guns, new tanks fit in to make a real call on this. Yep. Tony of Earth, Glory, do you think they'll have data sheets for some of the more popular regiments like Valhalla Ice Warriors? I don't think that's the case. Okay, that's most of it. So, L11 TriStar, as you have done a generous super chat, I will give you all of the information I have on platoons right now. Okay? It's not a lot, but what I can do is I can confirm that platoons are back. However, they are not like they were in previous editions, like 2nd or 3rd or 4th edition. And that you get it's a keyword, so certain units will have the platoon keyword, and the platoon itself is, and this was the information I was given. Now I did try and get a little bit more, but it's a little unclear, but bear with me. It's special detachment. It's a special detachment kind of rule, similar to how Dark Elder have raiding forces. Okay, and it will allow you to get many infantry for one troop choice. Okay, that is everything I know. So you'll be able to get more than one squad in a troop choice, and you'll be able to, and it's going to be like a special keyword, and it's going to affect your detachments. Okay. So that's everything I have. I wish I had more information than that, boys, but many men can be had in a single troop choice. An example that was given to me is I was told you can't get conscripts anymore, but you can get you can get hundreds of infantry in platoons. That's what I was told. Okay, that's what I was told. Someone's another leak, a live leak has come in. Someone said yes, platoon. This is from one of my sources. Platoons are coming back. 100%. Platoons are back, and they even said you can quote me on that. Okay, so that's literally just coming as we're doing the live stream right now, boys. Okay. Oh, right. L11 TriStar. Thank you so much for super chat, dude. Really appreciate it, man. Mass thank you to Alexi Mensa. Did they nerf Russers into the ground? From what you know, I'm worried my tanks will be made totally inferior to the new troops on the block. I don't know if Russers have been nerfed into the ground, my good man. But I think the Russ is pretty. From what I understand, the Rogel Dawn is from what I know, the Rogel Dawn is kind of expensive points wise. So the Russ will still very much have a place as an armor unit that you can spam, because you know it's significantly cheaper than the Rogel Dawn. Okay. 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 Thank you so much, Alexi, for the super chat, dude. Appreciate the dollary dues, man. Thank you so much. Just incredible, man. I just really appreciate all of the support that everyone's been throwing at me, man. It makes a huge difference. Thank you to everyone. But we're not done yet, boys. We are probably we still got Warlord Traits, we've still got Relics, and we've still got all the other little bits, including the Rogel Dawn stuff. All right, that's what we've got left to go through. Let's get into the Warlord Traits. Okay, let's get into the Warlord Traits. Okay, so will the Dawn supplant the Baneblade? No. It's in between. It's in between. Think of the Dawn as in the same ballpark as the Makaris and the Malkador. That's what I'd say. We'll get to it in just a moment. Jake Raven, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. I need to know if they changed the Rust tanks. I love running my tank army. I don't know I don't have any additional information on Leman Russes. What I would say from that is if I've not been sent the information, it's probably that they've not changed all that much. That's what I'd go with. You know, so it's kind of like it's about reading what information I've got, but also reading information what I don't have. Okay, so if someone has not said there's anything exciting to do with Leman Russes, then it probably means that the Leman Russ is still a nice staple unit. That's how I'd see it. Okay. Yeah, no news is good news. Exactly, man. Exactly. Massive thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Super chat, man. Absolutely incredible. Massive thank you to Mr. Dark and Darren Prong for subscribing to the channel, boys. Amazing, man. Appreciate all the people. And Stuart for subscribing to the channel, man. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into the Warlord traits. If an Astra Militarum character model is your Warlord, you can use the Astra Militarum Warlord traits table below. If your Warlord is not an officer, it must have the Frontline Combatant Warlord trait. Okay? There's also... let me scroll down a little bit. There's also something called Chain of Command. You must select an officer to be your Warlord if an army includes any officers. You can only have one... senior officer. I think this is the Castellan. You can only have one Castellan in each detachment. If you have a Castellan, he must be your Warlord, unless your army contains the new Lord Solar model, in which case the Lord Solar must be the Warlord. So we're getting a Supreme Commander, and I don't think it's Ursula Creed. I think it's a new Supreme Commander. Okay. So that in itself is pretty fucking legit, man. That's pretty nice. So, Warlord traits. Frontline Combatant. Each time this Warlord makes a melee attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 2 additional hits. Add +1 to that attack's wound rolls. That is the classic combat Warlord trait that every army gets that half of them don't fucking use. So, there you go. Not very good, but, you know, whatever. Master Tactician. At the start of the first battle round, you can select up to 3 friendly Astra Militarum units, excluding Titanic units. Remove those units from the battlefield, then set them up anywhere on the battlefield that is wholly within your deployment zone. If the mission you are playing uses strategic reserves, you can place any of those units into strategic reserve instead. That's really good. So we've got a nice redeploy one. Basically, you know, it's like the old Creed rule. Creed Tactical Genius. That's what it is. Creed Tactical Genius is back. Redeploy is good. Redeploy strategic reserve is great. You can do it with any unit. Can bear in mind, you could redeploy people into reserve with the Regimental Doctrine, Mechanized Infantry, and Blitz Brigade. And then you could bring those in from reserve. It's going to cost you no CP to do it. And then you can disembark after coming in from reserve. A lot of ways things are going to combo together. Individually, I don't think things are super powerful. Start combining things together. That's pretty nice. Grand Strategist. Whilst Warlord is on the battlefield, each time you spend a command point to your stratagem, roll 1d6. On a 5+, that command point is refunded. Standard CP refund Warlord trait. Standard. Superior Tactical Training is no longer a Cadian only one. When you select this Warlord trait, select one type of orders that this Warlord does not know. This Warlord knows those orders in addition to any other it knows. So that means that if you've got an infantry officer, it can also do Prefectus orders. If you've got an infantry officer could also do tank orders. Or you've got a tank commander that can now start issuing mechanized infantry orders. If you took this as a Warlord trait and then put it on the Commissar tank, you've got a tank that can issue all the different kinds of orders. That's good. Old Grudges. At the start of the first battle round, select one enemy unit until the end of the battle. This Warlord gains the following ability. Old Grudges Aura, while a friendly platoon or battle tank squadron unit is within 6 inches of this Warlord. Each time a model in that friendly unit makes an attack against that enemy unit, add 1 to the hit roll. No longer 4 rerolls to hit, but now +1 to wound. 4 rolls to hit. Sorry, no longer 4 rolls to wound, now +1 to wound. So that's a bit of a downgrade, to be fair. I'd say that's a downgrade. Yeah. Oh, there's something else. Yeah, until the end of the battle, this Warlord gains vulnerability. Yeah, there you go. Lead by example. This Warlord can issue orders to its own unit. Oh, okay, so maybe people can't issue orders themselves. Even though you cannot normally select officers when issuing orders. Ah, so I think chain of command is going to be you can order downwards, and this one allows you to issue orders even if you can't normally. I think the Warlord traits are kind of weak overall. Probably the least exciting bit is the Warlord traits, to be honest, for me. I think you've got some good ones, but there's a few shite ones there. Like, I think Old Grudges is a downgrade. I think Superior Tactical Training gives you lots of tools in the toolbox, but that's about it. I think Grand Strategist is boring, but safe. I think Master Tactician is very good if you build around it. I think Frontline Combatant is a bit shit because it's close combat. And I think Lead by Example is, you know, yeah. So yeah, they're probably the bits that I think you're just going to see most people taking the CP refund one, the putting people in reserve one, or making a Commissar tank be able to boss everyone around. I think that's what you're going to end up finding, man. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. That is the Warlord traits. Let's have a little catch up on who we've got in stream, super chats, all that kind of good stuff. So we've got 600 people in stream, 333 likes. Very nice. And we've got some super chats that have come in here as well. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Fred K for the super chat, dude. I just finished D&D and saw Discord. What the fuck? What did I miss? Don't worry, Fred K. I'm going to be doing a summary video after this so that you can... Is the lag coming back again, boys? Is the lag coming back again? Fucking hell. You come on, YouTube. Pull your finger out, man. Pull your finger out. It's every time we get close to 700 viewers, the stream starts struggling. Hopefully it's working. Just gonna have to see. Bear in mind, boys. Bear with us. Bear with us. Little choppy. Buckle up with us for chop. It'll be fine. We'll hold you. It'll be fine. We'll hold you up. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Is the audio still good? Is the audio still good? Can you still? Is the audio still going? That's what I want to know, boys. Is the audio still good? Voice is still clear, but the video is a bit poo. Okay, okay. What I'm gonna do, what I'll do, we'll bear with it. We'll see if it pulls itself back. Audio's fine. Audio's fine. Right, everybody stop messaging. All right. Okay. So, just going to go to super chats 1 second whilst we're waiting. So Fred, don't worry if you've missed anything. I'm going to be doing a summary video after this. Go stay up a little bit later to do a summary video. And also, and so you'll be able to catch that. And that's going to have all of the leaks in, man. But what you've missed so far, Fred, and for everyone else that's only just joined us, we have talked about where I got this information from. We've talked about regimental doctrines. We've talked about regimental orders. There's now, I'm not going to do a full recap, guys, don't worry. There's regimental orders, there's tank orders, there's order perfectors orders, there's tank aces, psychic powers, and we've just covered warlord traits. Okay. And we've just had a sex bot drop in. So let's just kill the sex bot. There we go. Let's do it. Nice. All right. Okay. Things seem to be back to normal. Yeah, I think we had a few people drop. I think YouTube literally kicked out about 100 people, which is mad. I can't believe YouTube can't handle me having this many streams. It's pretty annoying. It's definitely not my internet or my computer or anything like that, boys. All right. We've also had another super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also want to say a big thank you to Wayne for subbing to the channel. I also want to say a big thank you to Aiden for the dollar dudes. Possible to link the leaks. Also, please Giga Chad to God only knows from Bioshock, if you don't mind. Lastly, which Primarch has a fear of geese? Aiden, we'll be doing all Giga Chads at the end once we've covered all of the leaks. I'm not going to get through it all if I'm constantly Giga Chadding, boys. And I don't want to, I know why you guys are here, so there you go. But I will be doing a text version of all the leaks in the summary video. Okay, so when you've finished watching the stream, you can go and watch the video and you'll have a text version of all the leaks in there, and then you can share it around as much as you guys want. So I'll Giga Chat at the end, Aiden. And lastly, which Primarch has a fear of geese? I think all of them, man. I think all of them. Geese are pretty terrifying, dude. Geese are pretty terrifying. All right, let's carry on. Shall we carry on? I think we should carry on. Okay, we've got some relics now. There's fucking loads of relics, boys, man. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 relics. That seems like quite... Oh, I suppose they're all generic, though. There's no regimental ones anymore, which is kind of interesting. All right. Okay, let's go through the relics. So we have the Emperor's Benediction. This is the special Commissar bolt pistol. This relic replaces a bolt pistol and has the following profile. It has an 18-inch range. It fires 3 shots. It is strength 4, AP -1, and it is damage 2. Each time you select target with this weapon, you can ignore the Lookout Sir rule. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target, in addition to any normal damage. That's okay. Standard Commissar pistol, more of a fluff upgrade. It's got over the old one, it's got 6 inch more range, and it has the whole mortal wound thing. But it's a slight improvement, but it's still a fluff upgrade. We've got the tactical auto reliquary of Tiberius. In your command phase, this warlord can issue 1 additional order that it knows. That's pretty good. That's good. That's your go-to, really. That's your go-to. Death Mask of Alonius. Models in the Bearer's unit have a 4+ vulnerable save. So it's no longer do you get to heal the wounds back, but now if you've got an officer in a command squad with the Death Mask, everyone gets a 4+ vulnerable save. Everyone gets a 4+ vulnerable save. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. People asking, are there any new info on the tanks? Yes, we'll be getting to the Rogel Dawn in a moment. We've got the Barbicant's Key. Let me find it. There's a lot of fluff text here. Infantry model only. Once per battle in your movement phase, the bearer can use this relic. If it does so, remove the bearer's unit from the battlefield and set it back up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from any models. Until the end of that turn, you can reroll charge rolls made for the bearer's unit. Yes. We just got a dark matter crystal. We just got a fucking veil of darkness, man. That's insane. That is insane. That one, I don't know how good it's going to be, but that's really, 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 really cool, man. That's really, really cool. I like that one. There's some cool flavor text for it as well about how... I'm not going to read it out because it's, I'm not going to read it out exactly, but for reasons that I won't explain. But it explains about how people sort of like vanish and then suddenly to appear again and all this kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So basically, if you once per turn in the movement phase, you activate the portal gun, you put your unit in reserve, and then you come back. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. That is probably my favourite one, just because it's cool. That's probably my favourite one, just because it's cool. It's the bearer's unit. Yeah, it's the bearer's unit. Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, command squads are pretty tasty now. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, so you can give it to someone in your command squad. The command squad, which may or may not have more than 5 people in it, 10 people in it. We'll get to that in just a moment, boys. I'm going to fucking cock tease you with that one, man. Kurov's Aquila. Once per battle, after your opponent uses a stratagem, excluding command reroll, the bearer can use this relic. If it does so, until The end of the battle, the command point cost of one of your opponent's stratagems is increased by 1. That's right. You have a stratagem that lets you agents of Vect an enemy stratagem. That's pretty good, man. You get 8. We've got Dark Matter Crystal, and we've got agents of Vect, boys. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Okay. And here is one that I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about. Really excited about. Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is back. And it's better than ever. And a little bit of a hint to what the battle cannon stats are going to be. Okay. So it is tank commander equipped with battle cannon only. This relic replaces the battle cannon and has the following profile. It has a 72-inch range. It has blast. It has the turret weapon keyword. It is a heavy D3 plus 6-shot weapon. It is strength 9. It is AP minus 3. It is a flat damage 3. Woo! That's a tasty fucking relic, boy. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Oh, it's a scary ghost, man. It's a scary ghost. It's just ectoplasm everywhere. Oh, that's probably your auto-include right there. That's probably... If the Warlord traits were a little bit of a were a little bit of a letdown, the relics are pretty good. So I'll go through that again. It's heavy D3 plus 6 shots. D3 plus 6. Okay? So that is between 7 and 9 shots. It's strength 9. It's AP minus 3. And it's damage 3. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. That's probably my favorite one. That's probably my favorite one. We have the Relic of Lost Cadia. It's still Cadian only. Once per battle, you can activate the Relic of Lost Cadia in your command phase, and the bear against the following ability. An aura. While friendly Cadian infantry units are within 6 inches of this model, improve the weapon skill and ballistic skill characteristics of models in that unit by 1. And add 1 to the attacks and leadership characteristics of model in that unit. So that's pretty fucking big. You know, combine that with take aim and you might be getting guardsmen hitting on fucking 2s. It's kind of spicy. Very fucking spicy. It's only for a turn though. It's only for a turn. So people saying, damn Pong, how is that possible? Regiment locked isn't a thing anymore. You've got Cadian shock troops. You have Cadian shock troops. They will have the Cadian keyword. You have Ursula Creed. That has the Cadian keyword. So there is still going to be Cadian keyword. You will also find that if you look at some of the regimental doctrines, they give you keywords. So for example, Cult of Sacrifice gives you the Cult of Sacrifice keyword. There was one up there called Elite Shock Troops. I wonder if that's going to give you the Cadian keyword. It probably will. It probably will. Yeah, Relic of Lost Cadia is pretty fucking bonkers. And then we've got the Order of the Bastium Stellaris. This is an order. This is a medal. A medal. Infantry model only. Each time attack is made against that bearer's unit, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the model making the attack may have. That is right. You can have trans hit on one of your transhuman physiology on one of your command squads. One of those big command squads. That's pretty tasty. Man, it's pretty fucking legit, boys. We've got the Pry Sigil, the Psyker Sigil of Sanction. So you've got the psychic model only. The bear knows 1 additional psychic power. The bear can attempt to manifest 1 additional psychic power. And that's it. That's it. So that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. So once we've got those people who like super chatting and asking questions, once we've got to the end of the of all the relics, there's 2 more. I'll answer all of those, man. I'll answer all of those. Okay, we've got the Armor of Grashtashenko. That has made it back. It is not locked to Destroyer. I will say that again. It is not locked to Destroyer. Add 1 to the bearer's wound characteristic. The bearer has a save characteristic of 2+. That's a bit of a side grade. It used to add +1 to your toughness. Now it adds +1 to your +1 to your wounds. And the bearer has a 2+ save. It's an infantry model only as well. Okay, Laurels of Command are back. We haven't done Laurels of Command, have we? No, we've done Kurov's Aquila. Yeah, Kurov's Aquila. Okay, Laurels of Command. Officer model only. Once per battle at the start of any phase in your opponent's turn, the bearer can issue 1 order it knows from the following list, as if it were your command phase. This cannot be an order it has already issued this battle round. Fix bayonets, take cover, at all costs, show them steel, show them contempt, remain vigilant, shock and awe. Do that again. I didn't. Oh, you can issue an order in your opponent's turn. Huh. That's cool. You can issue an order in your opponent's turn. Just 1. And it's once per battle. That seems kind of interesting. Yeah, that seems kind of interesting. Okay, let me catch up. I know people have been like super chatting and asking questions and all that kind of good shit. So massive thank you to Ross Miller for the super chat, dude. Thank you for the $5, man. Really fucking appreciate it. And a big thank you to Jace for subscribing to the channel. Okay, Ross, you didn't send a message with that. I'm sorry if I missed it. Let's take a look at other people that have been like atting me into things. That was a bit of a long one. I appreciate that. Gareth Evans, can we still run pure Scions? Absolutely. I'm gonna glory. It's Valrak trying to sabotage us. Nah, Valrak. I've been chatting to Valrak. He's all right, man. He's all right. I'm gonna glory. The relic says order that it knows. It may mean that orders are now like litanies. That's true. It's true. It might do. I don't know that though. I haven't got any information on that. Any blade relics? No. No combat relics. That's a good. That's in. Well, no combat relics that I've been sent anyway, which is kind of interesting. Wolf and back. I'm in glory. What are the stats of the Vanquish cannons? Don't know. I haven't got any data sheets. I've got rules, not data sheets. I'm in glory. The relic says order that it knows. Oh, I already done that one. Sorry, Blakeo. I realise you've done it twice now. I appreciate that. I'm in glory. Are special weapons squads and Crusaders still in? I do not know that. I do not know that. I don't have data sheets. I've got rules. So Uber Lizard, at One in Glory, will our elite section see a bit of relief with platoons as well? It may do. I don't know for certain. I've given you all of the platoon information I know. GB, at One in Glory, what's the standout auto-include units of the Codex? I don't know. I haven't seen any units. I have seen rules. I've seen army rules, not units. Army rules, not units, boys. The Notorious Pig, I'm in glory. Have you already gone through all the relics? I have just gone through that, man. If you go back about 10 minutes, you'll catch up on the relics. A half in stream, Abon and Glory. Do you have any fleurs left in your nether regions after seeing these new rules? I sure don't. No, I'm fucking drained, man. Ah! Scary ghost ectoplasm, man. Scary ghost ectoplasm. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Cadia and Sergeant Steele. Good to have you in the chat, my good man. Maybe our next dual stream should be thoughts on potential builds and combos. Cadia stands. Cadia Sergeant Steele, you name the time and we'll do it. We want to do it next week? We'll do it next week. You want to do it next week? We'll do it next week. Bob the Gene Stealer, thank you so much for the 4-month member flex. Too good to stop now. Listening on the road. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Cadia Sergeant Steele, for the super chat as well, dude. Really appreciate it, man. Amazing. Yeah, thank you, Bob, for the ongoing support, man. Really appreciate it. 4-month member flex. Nice. Only a couple of months off getting that lasgun, bro. Massive thank you to Ravenga. Can you please do the Rogal Dawn before I have to go? Yes, Ravenga, absolutely. As you have super chatted, I will skip ahead slightly. So let's take a look. This is everything I have on the Rogal Dawn, all right? This is everything I have on the Rogal Dawn. It is ballistic skill 4+, toughness 9, 2+ save, and it has the turret weapon rule. It is going to be between 250 and 280 points when it finally drops. That does not include upgrades. The final cost hasn't been decided. It's going to be 17 wounds. It's going to come with a twin battle cannon The twin battle cannon can be replaced with a oppressor cannon and one coaxial autocannon. The model's Castigator Gatling cannon can be replaced with one pulverizer cannon. So apparently it's going to have a turret weapon and some sort of other weapon as well. The model can be equipped with, so it's like, yeah, that makes sense. The model can be equipped with one of the following: 2 melter guns, 2 additional heavy stubbers. This model can be equipped with one of the following: 2 heavy bolters, 2 multi-melters. This model can be equipped with armored tracks. Armor tracks on upgrade. Damage 1 weapons give you +1 to your armor save. So you'll have a 1-up armor save against damage 1 weapons. The oppressor cannon is D6 plus 3 shots, strength 10, AP -3, damage 4, blast, 90-inch range. There you go. That's everything I got, boys. That's everything I got on the Rogal Dawn. That's everything I got. Hopefully the stream hasn't just fucking imploded because with people like jizzing themselves over Rogal Dawn. So it's extra toughness and turret weapon, by the way, gives you +1 to hit with a turret weapon. In case I didn't mention that already. So all Russes are getting, like even tank commanders I think are going to Blitz skill 4+, but they're getting a +1 to hit with the turret weapon, but not with the whole weapons and sponsors and stuff like that. So yeah, you can have twin battle cannon, or you can have the oppressor cannon and a coaxial autocannon, and then you've got a whole weapon. That big hole sticking out the front can either be a Gatling cannon or a pulverizer cannon. Apparently, you're going to be able to have like 2 weapons on the top, which are going to be like heavy stubbers or pintle melter guns. Those sponsors on the front are going to be heavy bolters, or they might be multi-melters. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. In terms of comparing this to other tanks, it's kind of like less wounds than a Macarius, more guns than a Malcador. If anything, it's a replacement for the Malcador rather than it being a replacement for the Macarius. That's how I would describe it. I think the Macarius is still going to have a place because it's going to have the Titanic rules. This one doesn't, and it's going to have more wounds. There you go. Back here, Loud. Massive thank you for the super chat, dude. Any news on Scion only armies? They will be possible, but they're going to be different. They're going to be different. They will be possible, but they're going to be different. I'll get to it in a little moment, dude. We're not too far off now. In fact, boys, I'd say we're closing in on that's all of the solid information I've got. That's the Regimental Doctrines, Regimental Orders, Tank Aces, Psychic Powers, and Warlord Traits, and Relics. Everything that I've got else is little bits. Little bits here and there. Still very useful information, but little bits here and there. Okay? Thank you so much, Back in Loud, for the super chat, dude. We'll go on to some of the Scion stuff in just a moment, because thank you for your super chat. And then we've got Sweet and Sour Ass. Thank you for the super chat as well, dude. Do you think Legion Drop Troopers will ever make a comeback? Also, you cursed me on my double sword. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Drop Troops aren't in this codex. Drop Troops aren't in this codex is all I can tell you, man. Bit of a shame. But yeah, not in this codex. But yeah, why? What happened in your double tournament, man? What happened in your double tournament? Oh man, incredible. Make sure you're at me so that I don't miss it, dude. But thank you so much for the super chat back in out. Thank you so much for super chat. Sweet and sour ass. Nice. Okay. Okay, just having a quick look here. Okay. Yeah, taking a look. I've had some additional information flying in live whilst we're on the presses. One second. Alright. This is important, guys. All right. Righty ho ho. Righty ho ho. Okay. So, Rosario, I'm in the glory. So the Rogal Dawn is same points as the Land Raider. Yep. Well, it'd be in that ballpark. Revengus, he said, Albin and Glory, love it. No worries, man. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for joining, dude. Air Castle, Albin and Glory, do you have any news on the new Field Norse units? I cannot recall their name. I have a small piece of news on that, but nothing major. I'll get to a second. Flying Flat, Albin and Glory, any news on Steel Legion? Yeah, you've got probably one of the best traits, but it's not called Steel Legion. Dream, massive thank you for the super chat, dude. Makari's Vanquisher hit on a +2 against monsters and vehicles. Yeah, I mean, if you stack things up right, you could probably get that. If you stack things up right, you could probably get that, man. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, if you go Makari's Vanquisher and then start doing things like, oh no, take aim, I don't think would work on it. Yeah, I don't think you can get +2 to hit. I don't think you can get +2 to hit, man. Yeah, you won't be able to get +2 to hit. The +1 to hit order is for officers. It's for infantry. It's for infantry. You might be able. Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works. Appreciate super chat, dude. Thank you very much, man. Elton TriStar, big thank you for the 10 gifted Morning Glory members. Absolutely incredible, man. Thank you so much. If you are one of the people that has gained one of those memberships, make sure that you say a big thank you to Elton TriStar, and also make sure you head over to the Morning Glory Discord, where I will post the text for this whilst I'm recording and doing the text for the video. So you'll get it a little bit earlier. You'll be able to peruse it at your leisure. I'm not gonna, monetarily block it, really. I'm not paywalling it, really. Okay. So we've got some other bits in here. So firstly, let's just take a look in case I missed anything else. Alan Glory, you said you wouldn't wish me luck because I was playing Tower, and the day before taught my partner dropped out sick. Fuck you for playing Tower then. Fuck you for playing Tower, buddy. Oh man, incredible. I'm only joking, man. That is a bit of a shame, dude. That is a bit of a shame, because I don't want you to miss out on any money or anything, man. Alright, just before we get into these other bits, man, I want to say another huge thank you to L11 TriStar. Everyone who's in the stream right now, I want you to do another round of 07s in the chat for L11 TriStar, because he is a massive supporter of the channel, and he has just gifted another 20 more Dingle memberships. I think he must have gifted 40 memberships at this point. Absolutely just amazing. So huge thank you to L11 TriStar for the gifted Morning Glory memberships. You absolute fucking legend. You just love you, bro. Love you, man. Also, we've got 540 people in the stream right now. If you have not smashed that like button like it is a big titty Eldar girlfriend, then make sure you smash it. Smash it if you want to see Morning Glory feet pics. No. Like the video if you don't want to see Morning Glory feet pics. That's probably a greater incentive. All right. Let's get on to the other small bits of information that I have. Okay. Firstly, Hammer of the Emperor has received a buff. Okay. From what I understand, so it's a little bit confusing. Hammer of the Emperor is a little bit confusing. I'm not sure if it's staying in its current format, but one thing it's going to be getting in addition to what it does, one extra bonus it's going to do, is units within 6 inches can use an officer's leadership. Now, I don't know. I think you get the auto wounds and you get to use the leadership for nearby officers. I think that's how it's going to work. Okay. Apparently, you have to choose between Hammer of the Emperor and your Regimental Doctrines. Apparently, but that's not 100% confirmed. All right. So you either get the auto wounds or you get the Regimental Doctrines. You don't get both. Again, I don't know if that's going to be true. That one I'd say take with a big pinch of salt. Scions are now elite. I know someone was asking about Scions before, so I want to just double check who that was. Massive thank you to who asked about the old Scions. Who asked about the Scions? It was Backy and Loud. Okay, Scions are now elite, but may be taken of troops if your whole detachment is Scions. Okay? The whole detachment is Scions. Alright? Okay. Chain of command, as we mentioned before. You've got to take Castellans as if you've got an officer in your army, it has to be a warlord. If you've got a Castellan, he has to be the warlord. you don't have a Castellan, it can be a command squad. And if you have the new Lord Solar model, who's like Supreme Commander kind of thing, he has to be a Warlord. Okay? As I mentioned, one other thing to mention about Scions is if they are taken as troops, you can't also take them as elites. So you can't be like, ha ha ha, I shall take 12 units of Scions in my single battalion. It's like, nah, bro, you either take them in your elites or you take them in your troops. You ain't taking them as both. As I said, platoons are kind of back. They're very different to how we've seen them before. It's not like in 2nd and 3rd edition. They're, you know, there's like a platoon keyword and stuff like that. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Cadian shock troop squads can double up on special weapons, as we knew. Sniper rifles are now Tanith specific, or for elite units in other armies. I don't know how that's going to work, but there's a hint there that Tanith is... There was a rumor that Tanith was going to have some special traits in the codex. That's kind of interesting. That's very vague, though. That's very, very vague, though. So, guys, you know, you guys know I'm up front with you. I'd take that with a big pinch of salt until we know what the rules for that are. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of like, I don't know. I don't have any more information on that. Okay, so a little bit more information on artillery. It's a very small bit of information. Apparently, artillery are quote-unquote mortal wound machines. So apparently there are going to be some, bit like biovores, there's going to be some way for your artillery to do mortal wounds. Kind of interesting. The new Lord Solar character has a movement of 12. He is a supreme, and he's on a horse, and he is a supreme commander. Okay, here's a bit that's probably going to make people kind of sad. There is no conscripts. There is no veterans. There is no Commissar Yarrick. There is no special weapon squads. But apparently there are white shields, and apparently they have their own data sheet. Okay? I know, man. Everyone's going really sad. Big sad on Yarrick, man. Big sad. F in the chat for Yarrick, boys. F in the chat for Yarrick. Those who... That's sad. That's sad. I know we've all been having a good time, but apparently there are some also kind of sad things. Yeah, F in the chat, boys. Whilst people are F'ing, let's take a look at some of these super chats that have been flowing in. Big thank you to Tao Tom for the $1 tip. Just a tip. I get the Emperor's Prayer for my guard. Win tournament. He plays Tao, is cursed and loses. You on Imperial Saints, sir. There you go, Tao Tom. When I bless you with the Imperial Prayer, you win. When I withhold the blessing from the Tao player, he loses. There you go, man. There you go. Thank you so much for the tip, Tao Tom. Really appreciate it, man. Smolaki has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, dude. Aiden, thank you so much for the super chat. Hammer of the Emperor. If you have Gavin's Guard, is it a Hammer of the Emperor down? Yeah, maybe. Maybe Hammer of the Emperor off. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you so much, Trilana, for that, dude. Really appreciate the super... sorry, Aiden, really appreciate that, man. Absolutely incredible. Thank you for the $1 dues, bro. Thank you for the $1 dues. If Gavin's Guard, is it a Hammer of the Emperor? I think Hammer of the Emperor will still be around. So I think that your opponent's army doesn't affect what you're talking about. In case that's what you're saying, your opponent's army is not going to affect what you've got. But yeah, it might be interesting to see if you pick Hammer of the Emperor or not. It'll be interesting to see if you get to pick it pre-game, like, oh, I'm going to pick my Regimental Doctrines, or if I'm going to pick Hammer of the Emperor, or if it's going to be it must be in your list thing. The reason I mentioned that is because of Black Templars. Massive thank you to Triolana Bloodwind for the $5. Thanks for your amazing content. This is a little something to support. Really appreciate it, Triolana. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. Really, really fucking appreciate it. EC, thank you for super chat, dude. Bruh, they're just railroading against the Cadians. Yeah, a bit. Yeah, not gonna lie, a bit. Apparently, there's going to be a whole shitload of special characters, though. They're just not going to be the old ones. I think all the old guard characters have just died of old age, man. I mean, the setting has advanced 200 years. Yarrick was like 400 years old already. I think they've just like... I think people have just died of old age, and they're like, here's a whole slew of new special characters for you. Which is pretty sad. Which is pretty sad. Okay. Okay. Here's one that I think is going to make people kind of sad. Okay. There is no spam of special weapons anymore in Stormtrooper squads. 4 are allowed in a 10-man squad, but you can only take 2 of the same. So you can't take 4 plasma. It's going to be 2 plasma, 2 melter, for example. 5-man squads get 2 special weapons, but you can only have 1 of each type. So they've kind of admeched us, where it's like, oh, your sprue only comes with 1 of each weapon. Oh, then you can only take 1 of each. So that's a bit wanky. Yeah, boo! Yeah, boo! Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, they've given us the same treatment they've given a lot of armies, except Space Marines. Space Marines still get all the sprue fucking flexibility. But at least, you know, at least you can just take plasma, melter, plasma, melter, plasma, melter, plasma. At least you could, you know, you still take 2. You're just going to be taking plasma and melter all the way, man. You're taking plasma all the way. Some other things that we're losing. There is no Knight Commander Pask. There is no Creed. And there is no Kel. So Pask has apparently retired. Creed is still stuck in the Pokeball. And Kel has genuinely just fucking died. Because he died in the fluff. In case anyone doesn't know, Kel died when Cadia fell. He got crushed by a Abaddon in a 1-on-1 fight. So the Cadians aren't getting it all their own way, to say the least. Okay. Rough Riders are confirmed to be back. Rough Riders are confirmed to be back. No, I haven't got any stats on them or anything, boys, but there you go. Strachan or Harker for Catachan. I don't know the Catachan. I don't know. Haven't got that information, buddy. Haven't got that information. So you can play Scions as its own. So this is another bit of science. You can play Scions as its own faction, but you lose a lot of abilities, apparently, and about 25% of the codex is unusable. So that's very vague. I'd wait for more information on that one. I'd wait for more information. Apparently, what allows you to take Scions as troop is the new Lord Solar model. Again, I don't know how. That's a little tidbit that was sent to me. That may or may not be true. Okay, so so take those last 2 as big pinches of salt, but they very well may not end up being true anymore. Okay. Okay, so going back, something that I think is gonna. So we've had a few little sads, a few sads. Well, the last 2 points I think are gonna make people happy. Okay. Oh, the video's lagging again. Okay. Let's give it a second. Is the audio still okay? Is the audio still okay? Is the audio still okay? Audio cut. Alright, we'll give it a second. I think we've just had a spike of people join the stream. We've just had a spike of people join the stream, boys. Come on. Come on, stream. It's wobbling between excellent connection and no connection. Stupid sexy YouTube. Okay, last little bit here. This is the thing. So we've had a bit of a big sad, but let's get on with the if you guys can still hear me well, let's get on with a big happy. Command squads are back in a big way. You attach people and advisors to them like in the old days. At its base, it is an officer for like guardsmen. Then you get to add an officer of the fleet. You get to add a master of ordnance, and you get to add an astropath, and you get to add the Ogren bodyguard. And if you add the Ogren bodyguard, it gets the big rule similar to how the Chaos Ogren works. Okay. All of the advisors now only have 1 wound though. So you can add them, but they only have 1 wound rather than like 2 or 3 wounds. So that means in total you can get about 9 or 10 people in the squad. You get 9 or 10 people in the squad. If the YouTube is saying that it's about to go, YouTube is saying the stream's about to fail. So if the stream fails, boys, I apologize, man. That's the main bit. And the last thing to say is Preachers and Tactics Engineers are still independent, and they actually have like more wounds and stuff. They're like how they are now. So yeah, that's all of the main shit, boys. If the stream fails again, then the stream fails. That's it, kind of thing. We'll sort of leave it there. But hopefully the stream will come back. That's everything I've got. That is everything I got. I'm going to turn the video off for a second, boys. I'm just going to turn the video off for a second. Hopefully that might bring the stream back a little bit. Hopefully the stream's still going, man. Is the stream still going? Oh, so annoying. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I turned the video off to try and get it to work. So I don't know if the video is still going. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, yeah, I turned the video off to try and keep things so yeah, that's the main thing. So that's everything I got. And then obviously the next thing was the Rogal Dawn stuff, but we already went ahead on that. Yeah, I think YouTube is throttling me, which is kind of crazy. YouTube is literally kicking people out, which is mad. All right, so I tell you what, we're gonna call it there, boys. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna restart it I'm gonna restart it just for like a little bit of post-leak discussion. All right, so thank you everyone who's joined and watched all that kind of stuff so far. And if you want to join in the post-stream discussion, then make sure you join in the next stream, which is just going to be going up in about a minute or so.